What if the reason nothing changes again this year is because you never let last year end? You marked the calendar and you wrote New Year, New Me. But you feel it, don't you? The old weight in your new steps. The silent flinch when hope gets too close. Here's the truth. You can no longer afford to ignore. You cannot heal in a new year while dragging wounds you refuse to look at. First of all, let's look at the story you keep retelling. You will agree with me that the first thing you carried forward wasn't the event. It was the story you wrote about it in your mind. The narrative of what it meant about you, your worth, your safety. We don't just remember what happened. We curate a museum of our pain. We replay the betrayal and call it being careful. We rehearse the failure and call it being realistic. That story becomes a script you perform every day, dictating your risks, your openness, your joy. For the woman who has had to be strong, this story often sounds like proof. See, I must do everything myself. See, I shouldn't trust. That story is not a shield. It is a cage you built around your own heart. The alchemy begins when you dare to edit the narrative. What if that loss wasn't a definition of your worth, but a redirection of your path? What if that person's actions weren't a verdict on your lovability, but a revelation of their capacity? You must take the pen back. Stop reading from the old manuscript. Your future is waiting for a new story. And the main character in that old story? A version of you that you outgrew, but have not yet released. And now that has given you the identity that no longer fits. You are not just carrying memories. You are carrying the you that lived through them. The you who was in survival mode. The you who made choices from a place of lack, fear, or fragmentation. Last year demanded a certain version of you to get through. The hyper-vigilant protector, the people-pleasing peacekeeper, the woman who made herself small to avoid conflict. But now that identity has hardened into a skin that no longer fits. It constricts. You feel it as exhaustion. The fatigue of performing a self you've outgrown. You feel it as dissonance. A deep knowing that this isn't me anymore. But a fear of who you might be without that familiar armor? Honoring her is one thing. Letting her run the show is another. She got you through the storm, but she is not who you need to walk into the sunshine. Thank her. And then, with gentle firmness, tell her it's time to rest. Your courage now is not in enduring, but in emerging. Do not confuse who you had to be with, who you are destined to become. Clinging to that old self keeps you loyal to a timeline that has already expired. That timeline you're still trying to fix is the heaviest baggage. The ghost of the should have been. The relationship that should have lasted. The opportunity that should have come. The version of your life that by now you feel you were owed. We carry the ghost timeline of the year we wanted, and we punish the present for not being it. Every time you look at your current life and feel a pang of, this isn't where I'm supposed to be, you are resurrecting a dead future. You're comparing your living, breathing, messy now to a phantom. For the woman who has been taught to grind and force outcomes, releasing this feels like surrender. But what if it's the opposite? What if it's the ultimate act of sovereignty? To look at what did happen and say, this is my raw material, not my failure. The past is not a mistake to be corrected. It is a fact to be integrated. Your power lies in building from what is, not from what should have been. The life you're meant for is not behind you in a past timeline. It is in front of you, waiting to be built from the pieces you have now. And often, the glue holding that ghost timeline together is made of words you never said. Let's not forget the unspoken words, clogging your throat. The apology you never received, the boundary you never stated, the I love you that felt too risky. These unsaid words don't just vanish, they calcify in your energy, becoming a constant low-grade ache of incompletion. Unspoken truth has weight. It sits in your throat, your chest, your gut, a physical block to your breath, your confidence, your peace. We think silence keeps us safe, but it often just keeps us stuck. That conversation you're replaying, it's not about them anymore. It's about you reclaiming your voice. You don't need their attendance to have your say. Write the letter you'll never send. Speak your full truth to the mirror. Scream it in your car. The power isn't in their reception. It's in your release. You are clearing a channel within yourself so that your current words, your yeses, your nos, your dreams, can flow freely, unobstructed by the past silence. Give your voice back to yourself. The person who needs to hear you most is the woman you are today. Once you clear that internal channel, you'll hear the faint, persistent hum of the expectations you inherited. What about the expectation you mistook for your own? Not all the weight you carry is yours. Some of it was handed to you quietly, by family, by culture, by a world that told a black or brown woman what her strength should look like. The expectation to always be the backbone, to never need, to fix everything, to be the exception, to be grateful for crumbs, to delay your joy until everyone else is happy. These are not your dreams. They are assignments. And you have been grading your own worth on this borrowed rubric. Carrying last year means you're still trying to pass last year's tests. What if you handed the paper back? What if you declared the curriculum flawed? This year is not about meeting old expectations. It is about defining what a good, whole, liberated life means to you. It may look softer, it may be quieter, it may prioritize ease over achievement. That is not failure. That is the creation of a new standard, one that nourishes you instead of depleting you. You are not required to finish the assignment they gave you. You are allowed to write your own. And all of these, the stories, the identities, the timelines, culminates in one final, exhausting carryover has kept you in the survival mode. You haven't switched off your nervous system, doesn't know it's a new year. It only knows the patterns of the last one. The high alert, the clenched readiness, the emotional bracing for impact. Your body is still at war. This is the deepest cost. Living in a present that is safe, but with a physiology that acts like it's under threat. It shows up as tension you can't relax, sleep that doesn't restore, a mind that races to solve problems that aren't there. You are living in the echo of last year's storms. The work here is not mental. It is somatic. It is teaching your body, through breath, through touch, through stillness, that the danger has passed, that it is safe to soften, that it is allowed to rest. You must convince your cells that the war is over, so your spirit can come out of hiding. This is the final release, discharging the old energy from your very being, so you can occupy this new time in full, relaxed presence. Your past does not get to lease space in your body anymore. Evict it with your breath. This year does not demand that you be stronger. It is asking you to be lighter, to walk into it without the anchors of a season that is done, to give yourself the profound gift of a true beginning. If you are ready to leave what belongs to last year, like this video, let this be your first act of release and acknowledging this truth. Comment: New year, new me. Name one thing from this video you are consciously leaving behind. Subscribe. Let this channel be your consistent space for returning to yourself, for building from a place of release, not residue. Share this with a sister who is trying to build a new future on old, fractured ground. Tell her she can put the weight down. Now, breathe and begin. Thanks for choosing you by watching this video.